Israelis, they're planning something big. It could be bigger than what they did in Gaza in terms of its severity, in terms of its planning, preparation, and all of it, in terms of Israel dropping bombs on this particular place after Gaza, in every aspect, in whichever way you look at it, looks like something big is going to happen. I will share with you all the details in this particular video, especially this particular incident that took place just a few hours ago. I will use that as one of the examples. But before I move on, just to remind you guys, most of my viewers are not subscribed. Consider subscribing. That way it helps my algorithm. I can reach out to more people. And I believe that my message should be heard, because I'm here to expose Zionism and their lies. So what happened this time? Let me actually break it down for you. It was actually February the 25th, I believe. Today is the 27th, where I am. Or I think it was not 25th. I think it was from 26th. Anyways, it was yesterday or the day before. Two individuals, they were traveling. Listen to the story, and you will know why this is outrageous and why this is something big that Israel is planning and plotting against the people of West Bank. These two individuals, they were traveling. They were stopped by IDF and Shin Bet. Where these two people came from? They came from, both of them are from Nablus. I'll actually show a map with you in a second. They belong to terror cell in Kabatsia. So from Nablus, but the terror cell, according to Shin Bet and IDF, is in Kabatsia. However, they were driving to Huaira, another place, to conduct a shooting attack on IDF troops in the Jenin area. Right off the bat, when you hear this story, something very, very suspicious. How come two people from Nablus, who is operating under the terror cell in Kabatsia, another place, going to another third place, to Huaira, to carry out attack? That is something right off the bat, a red flag. We have to pause and ask ourselves, is this true? Now, when they were apprehended, what is even more interesting is that according to IDF, they had with them rifles in their possession, and these people, IDF and Shin Bet, when they apprehended them, they asked them to come out from the car because they're driving. They came out, they took them into their headquarters of Shin Bet and IDF for interrogation. When they were asking them question, hey, tell us, what is your plan? What is your plot? Now, at that time, these individuals in their car did not have any bomb. Nothing. None of those things. They only found some rifle and some guns, and that's about it. But these two were so terrified, and the interrogation was so effective of IDF and Shin Bet that these two just gave all the information to them. Does it sound like a Hollywood movie? I think it's much worse. At one point, these two individuals told IDF and Shin Bet authorities that, hey guys, if you go to this place in Jenin, you will find 100 kg of bombs or 220 pounds of bombs. Okay, that's what, according to this Israeli news, they said to the authority. They went to this particular place in Jenin, in West Bank, again in Palestine, and they raided. They raided the area. They sealed off the whole area. They kicked, obviously, everybody out. They demolished buildings. They ransacked the whole thing. They committed massacre. But again, these are all based on this one incident where they have apprehended two individuals and they gave up all the information. So, this is something that we see is being repeated by IDF, by Israeli authorities, over and over and over again. When Three bus explosion took place in Tel Aviv. Immediately, Netanyahu went to West Bank and he stormed a house that belonged to a family there, living in peace, minding their own business. All of a sudden, they saw Netanyahu entering, forcing his entry into the house. He sat down, had Coca-Cola. By the way, guys, you have seen that picture. I shared it on my community, on my post app. Boycott Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all those things. And they had good time in that house where they were not invited. They forced themselves. What does this remind us? Hollywood movie. The worst of the worst Hollywood movie villain are not like Netanyahu. He went an extra mile. He is a different level lunatic, a warmonger, a criminal. Now, they immediately blamed West Bank. They immediately blamed the Palestinians, the resistance movement there, and they said these three bus explosions were done by your people, and now we are going to be seizing West Bank. They are very close to annexing West Bank. In fact, I think they have already done it. We do not know, because 42% of West Bank is now being occupied by IDF. 42%, almost half of West Bank is under Israeli control. Where are these people going? They're obviously getting kicked out. They're being forced out. And we do not even know anything about this. Why? Because Al Jazeera is banned. All of these media outlets, including even Western media, who are puppets to Netanyahu's government, they were also banned. We do not hear this from obviously BBC, CNN. They know all of these things, but they don't want to publish. They know it. They have information, even though they're not operating right from there, but they know, they have information, they're people. But anyways, Israeli activities is so cult-like and it is becoming so terrorizing that it is inevitable for a genocide to take place in West Bank very, very soon. Now, they want us to believe that West Bank is such a threat that every now and then they're finding out terrorists. They're finding out people planning attack with bombs and machine guns and this and that. And these are all, guys, false flag. But they will be using this as a pretext to commit a genocide in West Bank, annex West Bank, because now their target is West Bank, not Gaza anymore, because they have given up for some reason on Gaza. Maybe it's Donald Trump's pressure, or maybe they know they cannot defeat IDF. But whatever it is, they're now planning West Bank, big time. When you hear this kind of news, you know exactly what to believe. And that is, never believe the Zionist story. Now, I want to actually show you this particular news so you can read with me for a little bit. So this is what is coming. IDF, Shin Bet, they thwarted plan to target troops in the West Bank with 100 kg bomb. Israeli security forces have foiled an attempt to target troops operating in the West Bank with 100 kg of explosives, the IDF and Shin Bet says in a joint statement. It says that the plan was thwarted due to intelligence information received by Shin Bet during an interrogation of two terror suspects. The two suspects, both from Nablus, were arrested as part of joint operation between IDF and the Shin Bet and the border police, which was aimed at apprehending terrorist cells in the Jenin area believed to be planning attacks against Israel. The two men members of a terror cell in Kobatia near Jenin were apprehended with two M16 assault rifles in their possession while driving to what IDF says was the location of a planned shooting attack in Huara. So you can see they only had two M16 assault rifles, nothing with them, nothing else. During the Shin Bet interrogation, they revealed that they had acquired through operatives in the Jenin battalion a 100 kg bomb that they were planning to use against IDF troops operating in the area. Using the information given to them by the suspects, the statement says that security forces carried out a raid in Kabatia last night in which they seized 100 kg bomb along with other weapons and apprehended additional terror suspects. So they planted evidence, this 100 kg bomb that was never there, but it came all of a sudden, it dropped from the sky. And take a look at this place on the map. So this is where Huera, this is where the attack, according to IDF and Shin Bet, was supposed to be taking place. Okay, this is Huera. And you can easily see that these places are not too close. So they had to drive to carry out an attack in Huaira. They came from Nablus, which is quite a few miles away from Huaira. This is where Nablus is. It doesn't really make much sense, does it? I mean, if they had to attack, if they were prepared with all of these bombs, why would they not carry out an attack in and around Nablus? Why they will have to drive all the way to Huaira? It doesn't add up. Another thing that you have to also understand, because Ramadan is coming, Israel is now restricting the movement of the prayer, the Muslims who will be going there to pray during the month of Ramadan night. And so, yeah, this is the best time for them to really use this kind of false flag in order to stop the Muslims and make them abandon Masjid al-Aqsa. That's what they want. The Zionist forces, their dream wish is that Muslims will abandon Masjid al-Aqsa. They will not come to it because there is too many restrictions. It is quite challenging, and it is becoming very difficult with all the checkposts in place. So yeah, I'm not going to go to the masjid because it's too difficult for me. So let's forget about the Masjid al-Aqsa. And that's how they want to take over the masjid. And this is why they're doing these kind of operations too. In addition to planning attack on West Bank in order to commit a genocide in West Bank, they're also doing this to make the Muslims shun Masjid al-Aqsa, all for good. Thank you guys, and thank you so much for your donation. Thank you. Will Israel build the third tower? Yeah, the third temple. Yeah, I mean, they are becoming ever more desperate to build the third temple. They are sacrificing red heifer, the cow from Texas. They're doing this, they're doing that. It's not just adding up for them. Everything written in the Bible, they're trying to put things together in a way that Bible doesn't even approve or talk about. They're just haphazardly doing things. For example, they even brought Netanyahu in power before they elected him I'm talking about the year 2000. They told him, we need you because we were waiting for the Messiah, and you're our guy. You need to expedite the process. So all kind of crazy stuff going on at the moment.